Good morning, it's Indoor Girl, and this weekend we're staying at Ricketts Glen State Park in north central Pennsylvania on top of Red Rock Mountain. Now Red Rock Mountain is in between, I guess, kind of the Alleghenies and the Poconos, and so I don't know if you consider this part of Appalachia or not. And these mountains may not be tall, they may not be rocky, but they are green and they are beautiful and they're wise and they're wonderful, and I'm, just really blessed to be living in this part of the country. Now, Ricketts Glen State Park is north of where we live. We live in the Susquehanna Valley, which is down the mountain from here, so not too far from here. And so this park is close enough for us to come for a day trip, and we do that sometimes. So some logistics while we're looking at Lake Jean here, and some logistics. If you come up PA 487 from the south, there's an 18% grade on PA 47. So you've been warned. We drive it with our vehicle alone all the time, not a problem. But when we're towing a trailer, we think twice about it. We have towed a trailer up there, and we found that we were in really low gear and creeping up that mountain. And so this time we went the long way around. We came in from the north, from Dushore, Pennsylvania. There is a grade to go up to LaPorte. But it's not like this, and there are passing lanes and things like that, and it's not a windy country road like this one is. And so we came in from the north this time, so if you tow in a trailer, you may want to do that. Of course, you can come tent camp at the campgrounds here, and a lot of people do, and so you might see that as we're walking through here. Another logistic is that there is zero Wi-Fi service in this park. You have to travel down the road a little bit to where the truck pull-off is, or a little bit up the road to near one of the villages to be able to get cell service. So no Wi-Fi, no cell service. So it's simple, and that's actually what I like about it for weekends like this. Because sometimes our camper is a camper, and this weekend it's a camper, and we're using it to enjoy glorious nature. Sometimes our camper is a hotel on wheels, and there's nothing wrong with either of those, and we do both. So you can see some of the wildlife flying off into there. Now, this is not actually our campsite. This is one that's probably done by the campground host, and I believe it was occupied here last summer by the campground host, but there's not anybody in here right now. And so we'll turn you around. And so this is the campground host site, which is just a few steps away from our site. And so the campground host site has full hookup. Our site has zero hookup, and I'll show you that in a second. We'll be walking on over there. I'll pick up my pace now that I'm on flat ground. Gotta watch where you walk here. Lots of boulders and things like that. While I'm walking over there, if you're interested in seeing more videos about Pennsylvania state parks, we've visited several. I'll connect a playlist down below where you can also see World's End State Park. You can see another site here at Ricketts Glen State Park, and you can also see Hickory Run State Park. So this has been site 26, and that I believe is the host site. I think they do rent it out if you want to, if the host is not occupying it, and they're not right now. We're a little bit behind spring-wise up here on the mountain. Down in the valley where we live, it's all green and lush, but right now it's not. And so there's site 1. And we are staying over here at site 2. And we're in the big loop. We had our first kind of mild, not really a problem, just kind of an issue. When we pulled in last night with our trailer in tow, there were 2 fellas already parked in the site getting ready to tent camp. And I had reserved the site back in, I want to say, January, when we first were booking sites for the season. And so I was a little befuddled because it said Bell plainly on the placard. Well, turns out their last name was Bell as well. And so apparently the campground staff didn't ask for first name. And so I always get my first name, but they didn't pay attention. It happens. I mean, we're all human beings. And so those guys were kind enough to go over to the park office because they weren't towing a trailer and to check it out. But while we were waiting out here on the side of the road, the rangers pulled in and were very kind and asked if we were having trouble. And we told them what happened. They checked their list that they had on them and found that it was indeed us that had the site. That said, 0 hookups on the site, so we're boondocking, if you want to call it that. This is a really big place. It's a really big site, and it's well away from the other ones. It is a really nice site. This is one of my favorites. I know I've said that before. Every time I go to a state park, it's one of my favorites. The area over on this side, over behind Gertrude, our Jeep, is very flat, and so ideally you'd want to park your camper there, or set up your tents or whatever like that, and there's room for lots of stuff. So if you have a big family or a gathering and stuff like that, this would be a good site for you. We parked our trailer over here because we wanted to be sure enough that we were close enough to the water spigot, and that's part of why I selected this site. The water spigot's over there, just through the woods a little bit. I wanted to make sure our hose would reach. Our hose, actually, I have 100 feet of hose. I'm a bad judge of distance sometimes. And so our hose actually would have reached over there. So, but that's okay. We got parked in here. So we're on the less level part. As you can see, we've got leveling blocks on one side. But it worked out okay. And that first step to get into the trailer is a little bit big. But you know, we're making it work. And so it was really beautiful, wooded, kind of cozy. All Pennsylvania state parks, campsites have the usual picnic table, and there's the fire ring. And then you can see off through the woods over there, that's actually the shower house. So if you are tent camping, or if you have a pop-up, or you don't want to poop in your trailer, that's convenient as well. All right, so it's just a beautiful, beautiful site, and the trees will be in here in another week or two. But right now it's just a beautiful, glorious morning on May 6, 2023. It's a little brisk outside, but you know what? I'll take it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Any day in the woods is a good day, right? All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope to see you in future videos that I have coming out later this year, or you can go back and look at some of my old stuff. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.